welcome in to Two Ball Guys on the Right. We appreciate you joining in. I am Kevin Bonner, and he is the other ball guy.
The other ball guy, Will Rooney.
Yeah, that guy. So it's good to be with you on a Monday, and thanks for tuning in. We're doing more and more content, trying to get more and more content out there, and trying to get more subscribers. So don't forget, tell your friends to please subscribe, hit the button. Make sure and get the notifications every time we're on, because we're to try to put up more content. And, of course, you'll get the alert when you hit the little ding button. What is that called? The bell?
The bell.
I think that's what it's called.
Notifications on.
Yeah, the notifications.
And please do like, because it always helps us. And anytime you can support the channel, tell your friends about it. If you see something you like on here, share it, too. We'd love that.
And, by the way, if you want us to talk about something, please send us a message, and we'd love to talk about whatever you want us to talk about.
Absolutely. If you got a suggestion for the show, hit it in the comments below, and we'll make sure and see about covering it on a future show.
So Saturday night, I started watching college football and actually turned it off as I was cussing at the TV because me personally, I don't need to be preached to by an announcer about social justice.
No.
I go there to watch a football game, and that's pretty much it. And maybe college football should take a lesson from the NFL. Da, 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 da. So the big game, Sunday night ball game, was between the Los Angeles Rams and the Cowboys. Sorry, Cowboys fans, but Cowboys went to play in the $5 billion stadium that was built for the Rams, and the Cowboys ended up losing that game 20-17. But what the college team should learn from the NFL, I haven't watched NFL football in 8 years now.
Wow.
8 years.
This is coming from a diehard previous Saints fan.
Yeah, I was a diehard fan until they started doing things that I was just like, eh. And then after the whole Kaepernick deal, look, Kaepernick was a marginal quarterback at best. Did you see Tim Tebow doing the same thing? Because I think he got the shaft.
Well, what Tim did, he kneeled at the end, and he was he was kneeling for God,
right? And
he was doing it as a thanks in the end zone as a celebration,
right?
So, but that was back whenever you couldn't celebrate for a span of time,
right? But the problem with all this is Tim Tebow got the shaft, and Kaepernick supposedly got the shaft. Kaepernick went a different direction. Tim Tebow is now very successful on ESPN.
Not if you ask John Elway.
Well, no. John Elway said in a brand new book that Tim pretty much sucked as a passer. And you know what? I have to look at the quality and the character of Tim Tebow. I think Tim Tebow would have made a great NFL tight end, if not a quarterback, and he brought something to the team. Now, the Denver Broncos thought different, and every NFL team out there didn't pick him up. They thought different. So be it. It's the same with Colin Kaepernick. If he was that good, look, coaches get paid to win. If he was that good, they would have done away with all the BS and picked him up.
Right.
I mean, they would have, because their job is to win. But the numbers from the Cowboys-Ram game are down about 28% on the compared to the last year's first Sunday night football game.
Well, and last year's were down, too, because of all this kneeling BS.
Right. So if you go back to 2017, they're actually down a whole bunch more. But somebody was telling me today that the numbers overall, and they haven't released those numbers, are down about 40%. Look, people are tired. People are tired of the whole Black Lives Matters movement. Look, if we have a problem with social injustice, I'm okay with that. Let's fix it. By God, let's fix it. I had somebody tell me today that the FBI numbers on violent crimes perpetrated by African Americans are not accurate.
What?
And I'm going, they're coming from the FBI, and I guess every person in prison is innocent.
I'm sure they are.
I'm sure they are.
No, don't get me wrong. Are there some? Absolutely.
Sure. There are some that are probably innocent.
Are there some that have paid their time and need to be out?
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, anyway, as I look at the numbers, the only way to get people's attention is to hit them in the pocketbooks. And these big, crybaby, pampered athletes will not learn their lesson until it hits them in the pocketbook.
There you go.
I haven't watched NBA in 2 years. My wife is a huge NBA fan, and I will not watch it. I am not going to watch it, and mostly to blame for people like Greg Popovich and LeBron James and those fools.
Are you saying you're a remote Nazi when you're there with your wife?
I am controlling the remote. Yes,
Yeah,
I
you
am. I am that guy. But Sunday night's game down about 28%. How much money will that account for? It's a lot of money because they don't have butts in the stands. The only money they have is coming from TV revenue. If the numbers aren't good, the revenues will go down. And guess what? NFL ain't getting as much money. Contracts won't be as much.
So do you really think, guys, that you doing all of this and alienating over half your base, and when you talk about 2018 and 2019 and 2020 numbers, all of the kneeling, all of the people you've lost that said, to hell with the NFL, and they're not coming back because you're just doing it more. Because now not only are you allowing kneeling, which was just the one thing, at least the rest of the game was about the game. Now you have to have all these social injustice, messages throughout the game, stuff on the field, stuff on the jerseys, stuff on the helmets.
I'm done with it.
Yeah.
And the other thing is some of these teams not coming out for the national anthem. I call chicken shit on that. And, at least if you're going to take a stand, take a stand. But to not come out of the dressing room, I think is kind of crazy.
Here's the thing. If you want to, and you have plenty of opportunity
to
protest. You are an athlete with prowess, and you can actually use your notoriety and your fame to do different things. You do not have to do it on the field when that's your job. I can't do certain things during my job that I may like to do, but I can't because it's my job, and I have a responsibility.
Agreed. Let's talk a minute about Trump and Biden. Biden has outraised Trump by a lot of money. And so Biden, I'm sure, is very happy if somebody would tell him that he's outraised Trump. But I don't know if anybody has actually told him yet. Black Lives Matters has raised a lot of money, and a lot of that money, they say, could be funneled to the DNC. But there's a group called Act Blue. Act Blue has raised a lot of money, like $400 million in donation for liberal causes and going to the DNC. And possibly there could be some red flags from this. Fox News did a report on this over the weekend talking about it could be foreign involvement in our elections. So money from foreigners would be spent on advertising and so on and so forth.
Well, it's just a way for them to be able to basically launder money through Act Blue.
Yeah, exactly.
Because part of the laws as far as political advertising is you have to say where that money came from. So, that's within, just so it's coming from Act Blue. Where is Act Blue getting it?
So Act Blue is they are not mandating that people have to give their name or place of employment. When you donate money, it's supposed to say place of employment. So they're saying, well, a lot of these people are retired. I'm going to tell you, my mom's retired, and I know what she lives on, and she ain't got time to give money.
She's not donating her money to Act Blue.
No, there's no way that she's doing it. So after downloading hundreds of millions of dollars in donation to Act Blue or Take Back Action Fund, they found that there was 4.7 million donors giving $400 million, and it accounted for about 50.1% of all donations. At the same time, how many anonymous donations did Trump get? It amounts to 2.8% instead of 50.1%.
Wow.
Could this be just another way that the Democrats find a way of doing a roundabout from the rules and decide that they're going to cheat the system? I'm not accusing. I'm just asking the question. I think it could be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously we know that they're masters at raising money.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care what race you're talking about. You look at any race, and
they out.
Democrats are really good at working together too. I mean, even their message on, I don't know if you've seen it. I was just watching it on Tucker a little while ago, talking about all of the police reform and how they've even got their messages down. Like every single one of them say the same thing.
I've said for a long time that Democrats do two things better than Republicans. Number one, they stick together. They stick together. And their message is so much better. They protest so much better. There's more than two things. I can go on.
But it's part of the two bigger issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stick together and they have a unified message across the board.
Right.
And they share their talking points and they share them a lot.
I mean, if you watch the news or read and you see those talking points, you're going, it's the same thing the other guy said.
Exactly.
It's pretty much the same.
Verbatim.
Yeah. All right. Terrible thing happened over the weekend. Compton, California. Two sheriff's deputies were shot. And as I watch this, something tells me that the shooter, number one, was a young person or a female. Just looking at the build,
there's something about them, and it struck me that way too when I watched it. Something about the build and something about the way that they're running.
Yeah,
made me think that this is possibly a female shooter.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you a couple things that really bothered me. I mean, the shooting, but people trying to take over the hospital, and then they're waving the African flag. And I'm just gonna say, you probably have never been to Africa, because if you go to Africa, you're going to come back to America and go, oh, hell, it's not that bad. It really isn't. We don't get food stamps in Africa. We don't get free education in Africa. We don't get public housing in Africa. We don't get cell phones paid for by the government in Africa. And I get a free college education in Africa. We don't get any of that.
No.
So if you want to wave that flag, at least take a trip to Africa and educate yourself. But the shooting, just a senseless shooting. Let's go to video number one of the shooting, if you would. And just the way they run away, it looks like a child or it looks like a girl. It just, something's different. Something is very different. But that's troublesome that we have people shooting police officers. And what's more troubling, that we have people that are celebrating the whole damn thing.
Oh, and it makes me sick.
I mean, we have people celebrating. And here's the video from them trying to go to the hospital. And on the video, I mean, I can't play the whole video, but he talks and says that they are two of the biggest gang members, that the police are the gang members. So let's roll the tape if we would.
We're going to go up here and just check on these murderers right here and see what's up. You know what I'm saying? So let me turn this around. Oh, let me put this blunt out. I'll save this for later. Unfurl those flags.
Flag.
And you notice
Get those flags over.
Yeah. Get back over there.
What's up, y'all? We're down here at the St. Francis Hospital. We're down here. Excuse me?
No, we're coming to visit someone.
No, you're not.
We can't go visit nobody?
You can once we confirm who it is, but there's no visitation allowed anyway, so you gotta go.
All right, y'all. You see what's happening right here, right? They got these pigs out here. They are telling us that we cannot come in here and see these individuals who's been shot down at the motherfucking train station. You understand what I'm saying?
There's no visitation allowed, sir.
What?
There's no visitation allowed, sir.
Okay.
So it's not
This.
And I apologize for the graphic language, and I should have said something in the beginning about that. But the whole thing that they want to, did you notice the color of the cops? I'm just asking.
Right.
I mean,
but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what color the cops are. It matters that they're cops and that all cops are bad. And that's the farce that, again, the left is pushing, that they're pigs and they're the enemy and it's okay to kill them. And when you see the celebrations and
terrible.
all of the things these people are saying after the fact, wishing these people harm, even after, I mean, where are the people that are outraged? Where are the people that are saying this is a tragedy? I mean, other than guys like us, I'm sorry, are
Where is it?
how and I'm going to say this again. This is why, honestly, more and more black people need to stand up and
say,
denounce this
yeah.
stuff, because what's going to happen is you're putting this in the minds of so many more people. You are furthering race separation
Yep.
by continuing this course of action. More and more people are going to become racist because of what's happening.
Yeah, on part of the video, and I don't know if I captured that, the same guy says that he was talking about a white cop. To look at a little fat white boy over there, he needs to be shot too. And I'm like, that's not good.
No.
I don't want anybody to be shot. Can we stand together on that?
I don't want black gang members to be shot. I don't want anybody to lose their lives.
I don't want anybody to be shot, and especially trying to do a job that's tough enough. So let's go to tape number 2 from Compton, California.
We're going to go up here and
That was tape
just
one.
Number 2.
Here we go.
Police department and shit out here. George Floyd, what for you?
yeah. George Floyd, George Floyd, rest in power. Tamir Rice, rest in power. Yeah. Philando Castile. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, boy, I'm safe.
What's up?
Philando Castile.
Yeah. All that.
I'm going to tell you, when they made George Floyd something that he wasn't,
A martyr. Yep.
and when it was on every channel, including Fox News, we did this. We made the guy a martyr by showing all 5 funerals on every TV station. Did he deserve to die in the way he did? No. But the guy was not a martyr. And they have made him into a martyr. And it's sad. So the third video from this is a guy he's happy as can be. They're going to celebrate tonight.
And they are. And this is just one of several that have come out that have been celebrating this. And not only that, but I mean, this is in the moment. So, but there's been plenty of people and community leaders, even politicians.
Oh, yeah. Here's the deal. On Facebook, I've been kicked off of Facebook and put in jail 10, 15 times. But they allow the partying to go on about cops being killed. That doesn't go against your community standards? Facebook. You need to look at yourself and go, wait, this goes against community, but that doesn't.
Right.
Thank you. So here's a guy celebrating over the police officers being shot, and they're fighting for their life right now.
Yeah.
It's going up in Compton. Niggas bust on the police, nigga. Nigga, they just got aired out. Somebody ran up on the car and bust on their ass. Right through the window, in the face and all, nigga. It's a wrap.
Oh, that is so funny. So we got Black Lives Matters and we got Antifa. And their common goal is they want to wreak havoc on the police officers, is what they want to do.
One of these police officers was a young woman, too.
Yeah.
So not only are they okay with shooting anybody who's a cop, but they're also okay with shooting women. I mean, and it may have been a woman that was a shooter, but regardless, it's a tragedy. It's horrific, and they need to be called out and they need to be denounced. And everybody who has a voice needs to come together and be unified against this. Because I'm sorry, the same way that we're unified against what happened to George Floyd, with the exception of making him a martyr and putting him up on a pedestal, the rest of us are against how he died. But we have to be against what these people are doing: the rioting, the looting, the destruction, and of course the killing.
Yeah, and do you know what? People get upset with the president. President posted up on Sunday morning that these animals, and he called them animals. And I got to say, not all African Americans, but these animals need to be put down. They need to be put in cages. They need to be, we have gotten so soft on stuff like this that we're heading in the wrong direction. So let's show the Antifa. This guy thinks he's so cool. I bet he's still living at his mom's house.
You know he is.
And so he's out fishing for pigs. If we could show that clip, Will.
Donut piggy? Please? Piggy, yeah, it's all yours.
Oh, I would like to.
Oh, that's one of those crumb cakes.
Oh, that is delicious.
You sure you don't want it?
I do.
Take it.
I'm gonna.
Come on, piggy.
Just a coffee cake.
How many points is that on Jenny Craig?
Come on, piggy.
But how many points?
You know you want it. You sure you don't want it?
No, we definitely.
No, I'm on a diet, so.
All right.
Will and one is two different things. I would love it.
Back show. I know he loves his donut.
I knew that was coming.
That's a donut.
Fishing for
So while we're walking from one cop to another, what exactly are you doing right now?
Oh, I'm pig fishing.
He thinks he's so cool.
Piggy, want a
He thinks
donut?
he's He thinks he's like so cool. And you know what? I bet his mom doesn't even think he's cool.
I'm sorry. What does that do other than this guy? I mean, obviously he's getting a
Right.
notoriety for this, and
Sure.
if that's your goal, then whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. Then the whole defund the police movement again is just
when you need them,
is insanity.
Yeah.
And more people, and the people in the black neighborhoods who are under this kind of who are seeing this stuff on a regular basis. They're not saying they want to defund the police.
No. So the whole ambush, it's so horrific when I see people that are just doing their job, that are shot. They have families at home. It's just sad. Over the weekend, it was hidden. Sunday, the Atlantic editor came out. His name is Jeffrey Goldberg. Admitted that the White House account that President Trump's trip to the cemetery, well, it could be flawed. The claim that Trump, the hit piece could be wrong. He concedes that the claim could be wrong.
Oh, wow. Really?
That's the whole
So,
deal.
okay,
that he
so
made fun of the military.
Almost 20 people have come out and said it flat ass did not happen.
Yeah,
I mean, credible people, even people who despise Trump, has said he never said that.
Yeah.
But the left is completely ignoring it. This is proof because it was an article in the Atlantic.
Right.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
the
A
Atlantic.
liberal rag, please?
Yeah.
Okay, so and then now the author of the piece is saying, well, it may not be true.
Yeah, well, it might not be true, but we tried our best. But I mean, it
Get
might
the hell
not be
out of
true.
here. Get the
I
hell
mean,
out of here.
It just, we had one anonymous source, and
I'm sorry, but all of these liberals on Facebook and on social media were like, "This is the smoking gun. This is it. This is it. This is what you finally." And I'm sorry, but every time they say this again, is Trump perfect? No. Does he do things that I wish he wouldn't? Yes.
The whole Bob Woodward interview, I'm like, Prez, I think you lost it for a second, because I wouldn't give Bob Woodward 5 minutes knowing that he had wrote a book in 2018. Was that a hit? It was a hit job specifically on you.
Would I take Donald Trump and his flaws over pretty much anybody else who, even Republican candidates, because they lie to your face and they do something completely different behind your back? They're part of the swamp. They want to do what they... He's definitely not that.
Yeah.
He says whatever's on his mind, and a lot of people, like it or not,
hate it.
A lot of people can't handle that. At least you know where you stand with the guy. At least you know where you stand.
I did not get the contract with Red Bull, so I don't have a Red Bull in here tonight.
I told you that wasn't the way to do that.
Well, I figured if I give them the free, so I do have my sippy cup. That's what I call it.
Your LSU
I never
sippy
wanted,
cup?
You have to actually.
Can you just call it a tumbler?
Yeah, but you gotta. It's kind of like
thank you for sharing. We needed that visualization. Is that because LSU sucks?
Yeah, it could be this year. Who knows? I mean, everything is up for grabs.
I'm totally not going to be on the podcast tomorrow.
I mean, they haven't played a game yet, so we don't know. So college football, the rankings came out today, and number one team in the country is still Clemson, and Ohio State would be the number one. They're still battling to come back and play, which is nuts because we're already 2 games into the season.
College kids are not at risk.
No.
I mean, anybody who's in their 20s they have next to no risk.
One in
and
a
if
million.
if they are athletes of good health, which these obviously if they're playing college ball they are, then they're at less risk.
Right. No doubt. Protesters gather to protest and get very upset in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And it was all over police shooting a guy that was wielding a knife. Now, I just got to say, if you're coming at me with a knife, chances are I'm going to put you down.
I'm sorry. If you're coming at me with any kind of weapon and you mean
Do you mean a knife is actually a weapon?
Oh yeah, where this guy's how many stabbings did he have before?
And here's the deal, is that there are more people that die from knife wounds than actually die from bullets.
This guy had stabbed 4 people previously. The
cop, see, I didn't even.
No, he stabbed 4 people previously. That's why the police were there, and the cop would have been number 5.
So the cops ended up shooting him, and the whole thing was caught on body cam, footage. And Ricardo Munoz, 27 years old, took out a knife and
proceeded to chase the cops.
Wielded it over the police's head, and they responded with a shot.
Well, they tried to get away from him first.
They did.
They told him to stop. They told him to get back. They tried to get away from him, but he rushed them, and of course, he got his ass shot.
Yeah, I mean, I would do the same thing. By the way, his sister is saying that he was mentally ill and off his medication, and I don't know if that's true or not, but evidently his meds weren't working because he had stabbed 4 other people.
I'm sorry, but you have to protect the lives of other people. It wasn't just the cop's life he was protecting. In this case, he was fighting for himself.
Right.
But I mean, think of all the other people. If this guy stabbed 4 other people, he wasn't done.
No,
he was going to continue.
By the way, the protesters marched in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, hurled bricks, smashed windows, vandalized police cars, because I'm sure the windows that they busted up belong to innocent bystanders. There's a knife in his hand. And let me just say, that's not a small knife.
No.
That's a big knife. That's a 12-inch plus knife.
And does that guy, I mean, look at the look on his face. He's screaming. Does
he
it
looks
look like
demonic.
Does it look like someone who's going to be, rational and going to actually be talked down? No.
No.
And do you want to take the chance that a taser is not going to work on him? Because
I love the people that say, well, you could have tased him.
How many people of late have sloughed off tasing and have continued to come at cops?
I personally have done the police scenarios, the simulator, and you don't have time. You really don't have time. It's a split second between you dying and somebody else.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, if it comes between me dying and somebody else, that person's dying. That person's dying because, at 5 feet, I'm a pretty good damn shot. I am.
I mean, are there other options when people are fleeing the cops? But this guy was coming at them with a knife.
Yeah,
there should be no protest.
No.
There should be no question. There should be no rioting about concerning this. I understand. This was a black man. This was obviously a very broken black man.
So do we protest every black person that dies?
Obviously not. Look at the police officers who've been killed. Look at the kids who have been killed.
I mean, do we protest look at the kids. Last week we had the story about the 6-year-old in Chicago, another 6-year-old that was killed in a drive-by shooting. What about their little life? Their black little life?
Apparently they don't matter because that's not part of the narrative. That's not what the left wants to push.
Do some research on Black Lives Matters. It is part of the political, the Democratic Party. I'm not saying the Democrats are funding them, but Black Lives Matter damn sure funds the Democratic Party.
I was going to say, yeah, but the things that Black Lives Matter is doing through Act Blue is going directly to the Democratic Party and to Joe Biden's campaign, to Hillary Clinton's before that.
And how many neighborhoods have Black Lives Matters going in and cleaned up?
Not only that, I mean, and there again, if they were doing what Martin Luther King Jr. did, if they were trying to address this head on and actually do things that were progressive and actually not what they're trying to do.
Right. All these people protesting, doesn't matter if it's Black Lives Matter, doesn't matter if it's Antifa. they all have a lot of things in common. They're not happy with their lives. They have not been successful at probably anything. And from there, they decide that they're going to burn, loot, and do stuff like that. It's crazy. One more story before we go. We got the Joe Biden really screwed up the whole deal when it comes. I'm worried about Joe.
Well,
I mean, as a human being, let's put politics aside.
Yeah.
I'm worried about Joe.
I mean, seriously.
I mean,
he's got some serious issues, and the fact that they're continuing to ride this horse until he's done. And there again, that's the thing. It's gonna wind up being Kamala Harris. It's not gonna be a matter of time before, if Joe Biden wins, that Kamala Harris is gonna become the next president.
I'm worried about him. I mean, he's had 2 brain surgeries dating back to I think it was 88. And I'm worried about him because Joe Biden, and I'm going to put it up, just in the month of September, the screw-up. See, I think tomorrow I'll get the gaffs up on Two Bald Guys on the Right on the YouTube, so be looking for that. And but here's what major screw-up when it comes to all the people in the military that have died.
Not just the military, everybody. His numbers were way off.
I mean, his numbers are crazy sick. But when dealing with the military, I'll tell you after how many people actually died. It's enlisted military members. This come from the Department of Defense. I'll tell you the number, and it's not even close.
It's
not even close.
Amazing.
So let's play the clip of Joe Biden talking about the coronavirus.
U.S. COVID infected military. U.S. COVID infected in America, 344,700. U.S. COVID deaths, 189,506. Military COVID infected, 118,984. Military COVID deaths, 6,114. Folks, every one of these lives matter. Every one of these lives left somebody behind, grieving. We can't ever forget them. Ever forget them.
So I'm going to tell you how many people actually died in the military from the Department of Defense. How many people in the military have actually died from the coronavirus?
6,000, according to Joe.
And my hands are a little afflicted. But
I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, and if you haven't caught, we could do this on 2 hands.
7. See, if I'd have done it, I'm handicapped, man. I'd have been doing this one. This hand is fine. This one, oh, man. That looks like, I don't know what that is.
Looks like a claw.
Yeah. That could be halves or 3/4. But 7 people have died. Joe, how can you screw that up so bad? And how many did he say got infected? The infected rate was higher than the deaths were higher than the infected rate.
He misspoke a couple times.
I'm worried about.
I'll give him the mistakes on the numbers. He read the numbers wrong. Fine, I'll give that to him. But then he sticks with some of these numbers and some of these facts, and then this is just the latest in a long list of things that he's gotten wrong.
I'm worried about him. My grandfather suffered from dementia, and I see a lot of the same stuff. So, all right, we'll be back. I will not be here Thursday. I'm having neck surgery on Thursday. Next time you see me, I'll be having this big old brace on. So, God bless you guys. Don't forget to like our YouTube. I just messed that up, Will. The YouTube page, please like it, subscribe, hit the alert, get the alert, get it all. So I'm out of here. Will's out of here. God bless you guys. We'll see you again coming up. Maybe my next Monday. I'll be better.
We may wind up doing something on Thursday. We'll see.
So
we appreciate it, guys. Two Bald Guys on the Right. Like us on Facebook and on Twitter, and don't forget to check us out on our YouTube page. Please subscribe whenever you get the chance. We appreciate it.